You know, when I was a kid, teenager, Pierre Trudeau, so Trudeau the elder, brought in the national energy policy and devastated the Western economy. And that was a massive overreach of federal power and an invasion by the feds into a domain that wasn't constitutionally theirs. And things went very sideways in the West as a consequence. And now here we are 40 years later, and we have his son in office who is, if anything, as narcissistic and less competent than he was. And we have what's essentially a schism in the Canadian structure. I mean, so here's one issue. For example, I found out recently that Quebec has enough natural gas to supply its own needs for 200 years or the EU for 50, given known reserves. And the Quebecois have decided that they're not going to utilize that resource, even though they sold the rights to its development to someone who they later turned their back on. So that's fun. And at the same time, they're receiving massive transfer payments from Alberta and demonizing the Alberta economy as the producer of the very wealth upon which they're dependent. That doesn't seem particularly sustainable to me.